up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Skr Alert. It has been an amazing non-conference season. The Huskers are 3-0, and we are heading into Big Ten play. We got a lot to get into today, but before we do, make sure you hit that like and the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to click that notification bell to stay up to date with every time we drop a video. Uh, we will be bringing content to you throughout the season. And before we jump right into it, drop your score predictions down in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. I'm saving mine till the end. You'll have to stick around to hear that. But let's hop into it. Illinois comes to Lincoln Friday night, 7 o'clock kick. Friday night football in Memorial Stadium. Does it get better than this? A little bit of stats for Illinois. Points per game, they're ranked 58th in the country. Passing yards per game, they're 67th. Rush yards per game, they're 98th. So a pretty mediocre offense that can almost not run the ball at all at the lower part of all FBS teams. They're ranked 98th. The passing attack has shown some promise. But again, they're having big trouble running between the tackles. If you watch the tape, all of their big runs and their big run plays, they're bouncing outside where they can kind of take advantage of some things schematically. But teams that are good at running run between the tackles, right? And if you watch the tape, they just haven't had a lot of success at that thus far this season. And with Nash Hutmacher heading up that nose tackle position, I don't think it's going to get any easier for them this week. So those are their offensive rankings. On the defensive side of the ball, they are in points allowed, they're ranked 22nd. Pass yards allowed, 27th. Rush yards allowed, 87th. So good against the pass and allowing low point totals this season through 3 games for the Fighting Illini. However, that rush defense is atrocious so far, ranking 87th out of 123 or whatever it is now. Defensively, they have been playing pretty good football. They are small at the linebacker position, however, and they have been, like I said, miserable defending against the run. They do have a very talented secondary, and they will make you pay for bad thrown balls. So that's really the tale of the tape for Illinois. The keys to the game for Illinois, they have to start fast. They've started slow all season long, and Nebraska started really fast. So you have to match Nebraska or outscore them in the first half. If I was drawing up a game plan, I'd utilize the quarterback run. Nebraska didn't handle a mobile quarterback particularly well last week. And then turnovers. You got to keep the momentum rolling that you have all season, right? You need to take the ball away, win the turnover battle, and try to rattle Nebraska's true freshman quarterback in Dylan Raiola. Third key to the game for Illinois, the offensive line needs to protect Luke Altmaier. They haven't done a good job so far this season, and Nebraska is going to present one of the biggest challenges that they've faced to date. So, right there, just a few things to watch for on the Illinois side of things and how they could potentially try to attack Nebraska. Now, for the Huskers, Jamari Butler will return this week as he is full health, Matt Rule said in today's press conference. He did also mention Micah Mazuka out for the second week in a row now. Rule said he has some things to work through. Obviously, a huge loss for the offensive line. Just looking at some matchups, I think the tight ends are going to have a significant size advantage over the Illinois linebackers. They're not very tall. So look for the Huskers to take advantage there a few times to try to open up the run game a little more. As far as keys to the game for Nebraska, you got to run the football, take that pressure off Dylan Raiola, let him get comfy, and then defense, win that turnover battle, take balls away. If you watch the Kansas game, they did fumble it a few times. They put the ball on the ground, and and in a punt return, I believe, and on a bubble screen pass. Two fumbles that Illinois put on the ground. So win the turnover battle, take the ball away, and then on the offensive side of the ball, don't force balls into coverage because they will make you pay for bad throws. Third key to the game for Nebraska: win special teams. Um, we need to see that pick up. Last week was a little better, but still room for improvement. So Nebraska wins special teams. As far as that comparison goes, on offense, Nebraska's scoring the 26th most points per game. They have the 54th best pass offense and the 38th best rush offense currently. On the defensive side of the things, they're ninth in points allowed, 58th in pass yards allowed, and first in rush defense. Some intangibles that I think are going to be essential for this game. Things are going to play a factor. The game day environment. Illinois hasn't played a road game like this year. Nebraska's already played in a high stakes emotional night game on national television in front of everyone. And if you thought the crowd was insane for that game, there's much more on the line. This is a much bigger game. Even if Colorado is a rival, this means so much more. Conference foe, top 25 matchup, primetime national television. Boom, boom, boom. It's a recipe for chaos. And guess what? Nebraska loves chaos. Matt Rule loves chaos. Great men and great leaders persevere through chaos. So having an environment that's going to be absolutely hectic is going to play in the advantage of the Huskers. And a side note, Nebraska has never lost a sellout streak celebration game. They won the 100 sellout streak celebration, the 200, and the 300. This is the fourth. I don't think things are going to be changing in that department. Here are my bold predictions for this game. Dante Dowdell runs for more than 100 yards. And in fact, I think Nebraska not only has a 100-yard rusher, but I think they have a 100-yard receiver in Jalen Lloyd as well. So those are two bold predictions. Dante for over 100, Jalen Lloyd for over 100. Tristan Alvano's going to hit a 40-plus yard field goal. I think we saw him get nice and warmed up, nice and comfy last week. Look for him to have a breakout this week. And my fourth bold prediction, I think Luke Altmaier throws 2 interceptions and Dylan Raiola throws 0. My score prediction for this game, I really don't even think it's close. I think Vegas has it wrong. I take the over. I take Nebraska with the points. Lay in 8.5. Some people have it 9, I think. 9.5 I've saw on ESPN. So I think 10 at the very least. But my prediction is 35-17. Huskers roll and are most likely ranked 18th, somewhere in the top 20. As far as position matchups go, I think it's a tie in the quarterback room. The stats so far between Luke Altmaier and Dylan Raiola are almost identical. Although I think Luke Altmaier is playing at his ceiling, and I think Dylan Raiola hasn't even scratched the surface of his potential. So I'm going to give it a tie there with a lean Nebraska. The running back room is an advantage Huskers without a doubt. The 3-headed, 4-headed monster at times that Nebraska will be playing with is going to prove difficult for Illinois to handle. The wide receiver room, I think I give the edge to the Fighting Illini. Their top 2 receivers have been much more productive than the Huskers this year. If you, as a room as a whole, it might be Nebraska lean, but their top two targets have been much more productive than Nebraska. So wide receivers are leaning Illinois. Tight ends, without a question, Nebraska has the edge there with Thomas Fidone. Offensive and defensive lines, Nebraska is going to have a severe advantage in the trenches, I think. I think Illinois' offensive line is not good. Nebraska will expose them. They're going to get to Luke Altmaier. They're going to put pressure on him. They're going to sack him. They're going to hit him. And they're going to force him to make some bad throws. Linebacker room, Nebraska definitely has the advantage again. I mean, we actually have Big Ten linebackers. Look at what they have in that room on the Illinois side of the ball, and it's not that impressive. And it's not that impressive. In fact, it's pretty concerning if you were to ask me. And then the defensive backs in the secondary goes to the Fighting Illini as well. Ball hawks, gamers, ball players, dogs. So it'll be a true test for Dylan Raiola. I look for Nebraska to hammer the run game, take some pressure off him. And if they have some success there, then open it up down the field with some play actions and things like that. So yep, that is my takeaway. Drop your prediction down in the comment below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Click that notification bell to stay in touch with everything we got going. Until next time, go Skurs, baby.